So a few weeks back, this article popped up. San Diego home prices remain steady as home sales slow significantly in September, because how it works in the real estate world, numbers don't usually come out until the next month. So September numbers just came out at the beginning of October, but I'm going to go over what happened in September, let you know what's actually happening right now in October, and give you some indication of what potentially might happen going into the latter part of this year into next year. So let's get into it right now. And real quick, before we get rolling, if you guys are thinking about making a move, you got questions, all of our information is below. I'm Chris Erickson with the Beach Life Group right here in San Diego, and we got your back when making the move here in San Diego. So in the article, they mentioned that sales are down quite a bit. Right here, you can see down 29.1%, meaning last September, we had 1,500 homes. This year, we only had over 1,000 homes sale. So now typically coming into the end of the year, we will see the number of transactions, the number of sales go down as we're going into Thanksgivings and Halloweens and all the holidays and whatnot. So it's typically slows down this time of year, but 30% compared to the same time last year is quite a bit. Now, things are a little bit different this year. One of the biggest things, which we will show you here, is going to be the mortgage rates. You can see last week, they did peak out on Thursday about 8.03. Now, if you've seen our last video, we had Amir on, and he is breaking down what this actually is.
They represent a 30-year fixed mortgage on a loan amount under $726,200 and a 20% down payment purchase.
But it gives you a good idea of where the trend of interest rates are going. It did drop down a little bit. Did it update today? Not today yet. So it did update on Friday, went down just below that 8 level mark. Now, during the same time last year, we were sitting right around the 7% mark. We did see a lot less sales during this time as well, because as you could see, starting in January of 2022, rates were still in the 3% range, which is crazy to think of right now. They're more than double that. As we got into the mid months, you got May, kind of that selling season, and then they did jump up. This was the first big jump when it went over 6% in June. We did see a slight slowdown. It dropped pretty quick. This is when things pick back up, because everybody's like, I got to take advantage of this. Let's jump back in there. Things were pretty good in July. And then as we kept going into September, we did hit the 7% mark. This froze the market last year. So even this whole time, all the way through November, even as it did drop down a little bit into here, it was pretty darn slow. As people got used to between that 6 and 7% range. So this is all the beginning part of this year. You can see it was up, it was down, it was in between. Things were moving quite a bit. We were still seeing multiple offers. We were still seeing, homes go for well over list price. There was a lot of competition, a lot of buyers out there. As it crept over 7% again and started going up and up and up and up, things have slowed down quite a bit. But that doesn't necessarily mean the prices have come down. So as rates started going up here, we did see the sales price, the median sales price in San Diego go down. Now we're sitting right here, but it is holding steady right here. And compared to last year, the median sales price in San Diego, so top right here is detached single family homes, where bottom down below is attached single family homes. Now the price points are different, but the story is the same. Last September, price points were $900,000. Now they are $973,000. So went up by 8.1%. Now, like I said, this is September. Now we're in October. So new numbers are coming out. Now, even with our buyers and sellers out there, we are still seeing multiple offers coming on properties. We were just looking at properties with the client over in Carlsbad, and there was already just came on over the weekend. It was in that mid $1 million mark range. And there was multiple offers above list price. So there is still buyers out there. You would think at 8% rates, there's nobody out there, but there still are. While we're not seeing crazy amount of offers, we're not seeing 5, 10, 15, even 20 offers, which we were seeing. People are still active out in the market right now. One thing that's holding prices pretty strong and just kind of keeping it flat while we're not seeing that downturn that we did see last year yet, they're staying kind of a little bit flat, is the number of homes for sale, which is way down. You can see this is 2021 compared to the previous year, which was 2020, down 30%. It did go up in 2022, and then now we're way down here for September. Same story from the attached homes. But if you look at this chart, it is kind of the historical inventory. So starting right here where the data actually started picking up, you can see it kind of has this seasonal trend. You do start in January, you have this rise, and then you have this drop down in December. This rise, drop down in December. You can see it continues every year. We did see a nice peak over here. This looks like it was 2016. The number of homes was near 5,000. Since then, we have seen a steady decline. Obviously, this part had a huge drop off. This is that 2020 timeframe when the market was pretty wild. This is when a lot of stuff was happening. This is where we are right now. You can see it's nearly the lowest time on the chart, but the data we pulled here is just for North County, San Diego. So I believe right now in all of San Diego County, there's about 2,800 plus homes for sale, including condos, single family homes, and townhomes. But let's jump into what's actually happening right now because it might be telling the same story, but let's see what the numbers say. Hopping into the Redfin data, you can see here's the last 3 years. You have 2021 on the top, 2022 right here, and here we are in 2023. And they update it weekly. So it's pretty nice. It's a little bit more updated than that September information we just had. But here's the number of new listings. Now, typically, you can see the last 2 years, starting in kind of that June, August timeframe, right around after summertime, you can see the trend goes down. This is the number of new listings out there. So this is when less people list their home. This is when, typically this is the curve that you see. Same story for 2022. As you go to 2023, you can see we're pretty darn flat. We did have a little drop right here, but now look at this coming at the end of September, early October. We saw a little bump up right there. So we're still below where we were last year, but will we cross this pretty soon? And here just goes to show a little bit of the competition level and what we're seeing out there right now. This is off market within 2 weeks. How quickly did a home sell? You can see 55, almost 56% of homes that are on the market sell within 2 weeks. So still right about where we were in 2021. Last year during this time, less homes did sell this quickly because this is when that 7% interest rate did hit and people just kind of, a lot of the buyers that we were working with, a lot of people out there just took a pause on their search. Now hopping into the median sales price, to see we did peak out kind of in that July, August timeframe. You can see start date, end date, because they take a 4-week moving average. And then as you slide down, we have seen a little bit of a dip, but it's still sitting at $864,000. This is all single family homes, condos, everything. So single families are obviously going to be higher than this. Most townhomes and condos are going to be at or below this. But you can see it's still much higher than we were in 2022 and a lot higher than we were in 2021. And this goes to show that the number of homes are down nearly 19% year over year. But the median sales price, back to that original article, is still up year over year, about 7%. And here is the average sales to list price, meaning what are homes selling for compared to what they listed at. You can see it's right around 100%, meaning if a home is on the market for $1 million, they're getting right around $1 million. So there is still enough demand where people are purchasing homes, and there is enough competition where list price is always super important, but it's getting very close to that, where you see back in 2022, it was nearly 106%. A lot more competition, a lot more buyers out there, especially towards the beginning of the year. And then it dropped off significantly towards the end of the year, where we did see actually a lot of homes going for under list price. And so the president of SDAR, which is one of our MLS associations, says unless their interest rates drop to around 5.5%, we will continue to see a slow market with historically low inventory. Speculation is a gamble. And one of the most important points right here, no one can tell you what the interest rates will do. Now, we can always guess, and that's exactly what it is a guess. Some people at the beginning of this year might have been thinking, well, let's get in now, refinance at the end of the year, because some lenders are saying, hey, we can refinance here or next year. But that's not always the case. You could see from where we are at the beginning of the year, we're well above that as far as where mortgage rates are. So if you're getting into houses, make sure you are comfortable with that payment right off the bat, and don't be a speculator on interest rates. But as we go towards the end of the year, if interest rates do continue to stay elevated at that 8% range, then we are going to continue to see a moderation in sales price because there's less buyers out there. But every neighborhood's different, every zip code's different, every little subdivision is different. So if you are thinking about making the move into next year, whatever, maybe it's even right now, whatever it might be, and you got some questions, you want to start that conversation, hit us up. All our information is right down below in the description. I'm Chris Erickson with the Beach Life Group, and we got your back when making the move here in San Diego.